All right. Hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We are back to playing Call of Cthulhu today. And Steven, can you hear us? I know you said your
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to go on without Steven.
You want to make sure you insult me while I can hear you?
I would insult you to your face. You know that. But I don't insult you. I'm kind to you. I know you're not familiar with the concept, but
never experienced it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Anyhow, we're back. Sorry for the week off. Very excited to get back to our mafia party, where Beverly is walking around with a bag of Coke. Patrick's got a box of cigars, and yeah, it's a fun little thing. Oh, and Pastor Wood's probably going to die tonight. So why don't we go ahead and jump right into character introductions, and let's start with Pastor Wood. So Stephen, tell us about Pastor Wood.
I'm Pastor Zephaniah Wood, and I am a man of the law, both Texas law and Old Testament law. I am an enforcer of both.
And a breaker, apparently. Yes, if you've watched the show before, you know that Pastor Wood is a murderer, right? I think we're all in agreement, right? He murdered a guy.
Murder is a lot more loose under Texas law, and I'm not as familiar with California law.
You're in California, so I don't really think that really matters.
I choose to consider myself as not a someone currently in California.
He attacked
Follow
me.
Texas laws
in
wherever I go.
That you broke into and pointed a gun at his face. Yeah. Oh goodness, fantastic! And that's definitely not going to have lasting consequences. Next up. Melissa, tell us about Marie Wynn.
Yes, Marie Wynn is a jazz singer who went into last session like, let me be on the down low a little bit. And really what she just needs to do is grab a drink and just go sing a jazz song is really what she
you need to, or you're going to be thrown overboard is I think the requirement for your remaining.
This is what happens on the ship is you act out of line and you get thrown overboard. This is what happens.
It's funny. Mostly I've been talking. I'm like I put together those moments for your character to shine, right? And she's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, jazz singer. Here's a moment. You're a jazz singer, mafia. Here's your moment. Yeah, that's all right.
She hides under her like, I'm just trying to be a little incognito tonight.
I like to think Maria is not in fact a jazz singer, but is actually a charlatan, and that's the whole reason she was like, that is the story in my head now to make sense of things.
I was kind of proud of her. It felt like Steven energy to have Jeff serve something up and just say hard pass.
Yeah. Definitely listening back to it today, I was like, oh yeah, there was again.
It's like in our chat to Melissa, I was like, sing.
We were playing Delta Green last night, and I give Steven a handout, very important one, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give this to Steven, and with the presumption
your first
that he's
mistake.
Going, exactly, that's fair. And he's like, nah, I don't share. I keep it to myself. And he keeps it to himself for like an hour and a half. And so like an hour and a half into the session, I find like, you know what? I'm just going to read it. This is ridiculous. It's crazy. He forgets that we're on a stream. And the only way that you all get
I handed it off like an hour in, just for the record.
It's like an hour and a half. It was pretty fun.
And then Melissa didn't read it. So, that's on her.
Yeah, no, that's fine. All right. Next up, let's class this up. Maitre, tell us about Shia.
Well, I don't know if I will be able to class up because Sharma is very awkward and she's like 6'3" and built like a linebacker, but she's your student researcher. And but today she's been put in this slinky white gown and she looks real pretty because Marie and Bev helped with her hair and makeup. And Moss McConaughey, like, he might be the ultra-violent head of a crime family, but family's like right there in the name. So I don't know. He's kind of great if you really think about it because he wants me to stand up for myself, and only like nice people would want me to stand up for myself, right? So
yeah. He's basically like, I mean, he's like Tony Soprano, Michael Corleone. He's you know that theoretically they're the bad guys, but at the same time they're just so damn charismatic and they just say the things, and so you kind of feel like you got to root for him. And then he dissolves someone in acid, and you're like, oh, sure, I can fix him. It's fine. Okay.
We gotta find a romance book about that to read, my Trey.
Yes, I've already decided that Sharma's second favorite book is basically about gangster love, and it's called Caleb's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like it. We got a lot of books between the two streams. All right. Next up, Ashley, please tell us about Dr. Beverly Key.
I'm our professor of anthropology, Dr. Beverly Key, and she's been playing it a little bit fast and loose. She's been flirting it up with Ed. She has been flirting it up with anyone she can schmooze with. Thankfully, Ed doesn't seem to mind. He's all about it. And she's discovered some things that, some important information that she was kind of looking for heading into this. The only question she's still really trying to suss out is if they're actually connected with the cult, like the mob activity, or if it's just a byproduct of them acquiring the drugs from them. So, yeah.
All right. Sounds good. And finally, we have the apple of Olivia Clarendon's eye. We've got young Patrick Price. Long, tell us about Patrick.
33 years of age, a decade years worth of experience in cutting hair. Best you've ever seen.
Has Patrick ever thought about coming out to Hollywood to become a hair and makeup artist for the
No, but
boom?
now he has.
Now he has. Well, maybe. I mean, you're getting here in the good time. You get here into the 40s. Oh, you're going to be here for a sweet and wonderful time. Golden age, man. Golden age.
I mean, he would have to break his rule of only cutting men's hair.
That's true.
Like,
That's
move
true.
out into like doing ladies' hair. Maybe it might help. I mean, it might help at least to get things started.
I don't know if he cuts men's hair that good. I'm sure
That's
they
true.
would love him out here. Okay.
That's true.
But we haven't seen him try to cut anyone's hair since he got his finger cut off. So we'll see how that goes. Anyhow, last time around, the investigators, you spent the first half of your day doing some research into Olivia Clarendon and Evelyn McAvoy, both young late 20s, early 30s starlets, learning a bit about their filmographies, their career arcs, various tabloid stories, that sort of thing. You discovered that back in the early 1920s, there were rumors that were circulating or swirling around that Olivia Clarendon and Richard Spend, whose name you know as being a B-level actor who was in some of those safe deposit box photos that Douglas Henslow had hidden away and you first came out and acquired. Well, rumors suggested that Clarendon and Richard Spend were a romantic pair during their time on the movie Black Cat back in around 1923 or so. McAvoy, meanwhile, she has been seen on the arm of a known mafia boss named Massimo Occone. Later in the evening, you all decided to join your new friend, Ed Exley, on the Santa Monica Pier for transport to a ship called the Midnight Duchess, a gambling ship. While waiting, there were some very familiar faces, some actors, musicians, artists, politicians, that sort of thing. Fairly jovial atmosphere, except some of the attendants were very... they weren't cordial. They were very rude towards Ashima, openly mocking her in some cases. Once you all got ferried over to the Midnight Duchess, you all got greeted by a plethora of gambling options, booze and drugs, music and dance. Marie, you spoke with a member of the house band who recognized you from your time in Chicago speakeasies and invited you to sing, which you declined because Melissa hates to have fun. Patrick, you spent some time at the Sickbo tables learning and winning at a dice game that you, up until that point, had never even heard of. Then you snuck into the ship's holds and you stole a bit of the Occone family's cargo, a box of very high quality cigars. Shima, you were lingering near the lounge, and after some harassment from a very obnoxious partygoer, you literally crashed into Massimo Okone himself, who was escorting both Olivia Clarendon and Evelyn McAvoy into the lounge. He actually invited you to this table and encouraged you to embrace your size and your strength and to never apologize for or feel sheepish about the power that your strength and size provide. And then he had that obnoxious partygoer thrown overboard. Maybe, probably. No one's entirely sure exactly. Because no one followed and see what happened to her. But it's possible she is drowning in the Pacific Ocean right now. Bev, meanwhile, you were wandering the ship. You were distracting Ed, in fact, with various tasks and errands. You weren't really spending a great deal of quality time with him. You found yourself eventually at a storage hold with a mountain of a man who was very friendly and asked you your favorite flavor, vanilla or chocolate, which seemed to be an indication of whether you preferred opium or cocaine. And he was very, very kind, and you promised him a dance. And later in the lounge, Marie, you joined Ashima at Massimo's table. And once more, you were recognized because Massimo claimed that he didn't let anyone on the boat without knowing a thing or two about them. Now, Evelyn, Shima, Massimo, etc., you all got up to dance, and you left Marie and Olivia Clarendon by themselves at the table. And that's when Marie started asking some questions. And Olivia kind of recoiled and bristled when you started asking her about Richard Spenn being coy, etc. And she really did not like the man and claimed that the tabloids kind of fictionalized their relationship. And then you kind of fumbled over some other questions. She eventually got very, very frustrated. And then she spotted Patrick. And then she swarmed to him on the dance floor for some reason. While all this was happening, Pastor Wood, you went off by yourself because you're Steven. And you were trying to track down Jack Pisner, the private investigator who had kidnapped Patrick Price. You broke into his office, but it seems as though he had already cleaned up various pertinent information. He unloaded his safe, he removed various contacts, he planted some taunts, and then he left a single piece of evidence on what was once a very busy-looking bulletin board. It was information about you, Pastor, and your family. And you did manage to find his home residence. There you spoke and bribed a vagrant, and you learned some information. You learned that he frequented an Irish pub just a few blocks over. And so everybody else was dancing the night away, stealing some drugs. You decided to head over to an Irish pub. And that is exactly where we're going to pick up as we see on the streets of Los Angeles. It is dark, nighttime. There is a kind of cool breeze, slight mist in the air. We can see we are in not the greatest of neighborhoods within the greater Los Angeles area. And we see Pastor Wood across the street from a Irish pub. There's a name, Kelly's Corner. It does seem like there is a decent crowd, both in and outside. There's a handful of folks that are coming and going. And you can hear the sounds of joviality every time the door opens up. What would you like to do, Pastor Wood?
I've been thinking about this all week, and now that it's here, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to make sure that I've got my pistol ready and close by. I don't want it visible, but I've got my bag. I just want to loosen it so I can reach it if I need it. And then, fuck it, I'm walking in.
You head inside. You can see there are about 2 or 3 dozen fellas in here. It's mostly guys. You don't see many women. All of them look to be blue collar. You don't really see any particularly extravagant looking folk here. Some are huddled around various wooden lacquered tables. There is a actual bar behind which there is a man you would probably peg in his 40s or so, kind of a blonde with a touch of red hair, kind of delivering orders and such. You look around. You can roll a spot hidden if you like, to take a look for, well, Pisner, I suppose, or anything else that might catch your attention.
Okay, I just have to move my dog's head off my dice tray.
Mm-hmm. Classic problems.
My spot hidden is 88. I rolled a 95, so that's a fail. I'm going to spend the luck to turn it into a regular success.
You look around. You don't see any signs of Jack Pisner. You do, however, see signs of some police officers, though. But they do seem to be off duty and drinking.
I'll head up to the bar then, and order a whiskey.
Okay. The bartender gives you a quick reading, does the classic, what did I get you? And then you order the whiskey and he pours it up, exchanges. It's all very by the book. And then if there's nothing else, then just call me over if you need me.
One more thing, if you don't mind. I was told by my friend to meet him here tonight, Mr. Jack Pisner. Have you seen him around? Has he been through yet?
Oh, Jackie boy. No, I haven't seen him tonight. He does come around every so often, that's true. But not recently.
All right, thank you very much.
So you linger for a bit, drink, you look around, and rolling over your spot hidden, you do notice that there are a couple people here and there that are eyeing you down. Maybe it's because you're you, or maybe it's just because they're curious. Who knows? But you do get the sense that there are eyes on you.
Been watched by cops all day long, so that doesn't make me feel good anyways. I'll take a couple sips of the whiskey. I'm not finishing it. And then I think I'll just get up and walk out. If he's not in here, I'm gonna put some money on the counter, tip my hat, start heading towards the door.
As you go to get up, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and it pushes you back down into the chair. Where you going, old boy? And you see, sitting down next to you at a stool is Jack Pisner. And he just kind of stares up at you. Oh, pass the wood, pass the wood, pass the wood. Look at you getting your drink on. Hey, Kelly, two more. He kind of calls out, and you see the bartender kind of comes over, and he puts out 2 glasses, starts pouring some whiskey. So,
Mr. Pisner, it's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Oh, I feel like we're old friends.
Indeed, we are.
Oh, I feel like I've known you all my life.
Mr. Pisner, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
Oh, what's that?
The flames of righteousness are going to be burning quite hot today, especially for those who dance with the devil.
Takes a sip of his. Oh, that's beautiful. Did you write that? Are you like a poet too?
I'm just staring at him here. Does he look like he's got a weapon on him or anything visible?
Sure. Go ahead and give it. Well, you can roll that spot hidden.
Another spot hidden.
Yeah, give us another one.
61 under 88.
You definitely see that he has a kind of a blackjack, like a police club, kind of tucked into his belt, just on the inside of his jacket.
Should we take this somewhere more private, or would you like to handle our business here?
Well, are you propositioning me there, Pastor Wood? I thought you were a married man. I didn't think I was your type. Oh,
Mr.
boy.
Pisner, I'm not one for jokes.
Oh, I can tell that.
So you would like to handle this here, then, is what you're saying?
Well, I have no problem with it. You might. And you feel like a handful of eyes just kind of turn over, screech. You hear the sounds and the screeching of chairs as they kind of get up and start moving over. And you feel behind you someone just get nice and close. What was that you said about righteousness, the flames of something or other? What was that?
The flames of righteousness will burn bright today.
Oh,
especially for you. And then I start looking around. I'd like to try and size up who's around me.
Well, you see that a few of the cops that you saw drinking have gotten up and started moseying their way over in your direction, all of which big barrel-chested looking dudes. You can see that there is a very large man behind you, in fact. And when you look up, rolling over that spot hidden, you see basically an older version of Mo Pisner standing behind you. And you can even see that the bartender at this point has kind of done the classic like saloon western thing and slunk away to like the corner, kind of conveniently getting out of the area.
Let me make an introduction. You met his boy already, but let me meet you to Papa Mo. Papa Mo, this here is Pastor Wood. He's a friend of ours. He is the fella who put a hole in your boy's head. It's a pleasure to meet you, Pastor.
Likewise.
Now, what was that you were saying about going somewhere different to handle our business? More private? More intimate? Something like that?
I suppose we could just handle it here if everyone else wishes to play the game as well.
Boy, I tell you, you've got a set on you, you know? I feel bad what's about to happen to you, because I do feel like we could have been friends, you know? The different life, different past, that sort of thing. I like your gumption. I really, really do. I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
And then you feel as a hood goes over your head, and suddenly everything goes back black. Pastor Wood, what do you want to do?
I'm reaching for my gun and just firing blindly.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attacks. I'll let you get a shot off before horrible things happen to you. But you can go ahead and make that fire. But all of your shots are with a penalty die, as there is a hood over the top of your head right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right. First one's a 99. That is not gonna pass.
No, that's a crit.
that-
really bad, in fact, because that is a critical fail, I believe, for you.
I thought 100 was critical fail.
It depends.
Depends on your skill level.
So what's your target number?
85.
Okay, so if your target is 50 or over, yep, it's only on 100. You're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, it's not a fumble.
And I don't have bonus or extra penalty dice on multiple shots because I have my gunslinger trait, which I forget what it's called.
You are getting a penalty die from having a hood over your head, though.
I know. I'm rolling it. I'm rolling it.
Okay.
So the second one is a 32, which is a hard success.
You hear,
And then the third one is a 62, which is a regular success.
and you hear,
Fucking son of a bitch! I'm gonna kill him!
you hear from in the distance. Roll your damage. I don't think anything is enough to kill anybody, but certainly enough to cause them some trouble.
First one is max damage.
Okay. Which is
12. Sorry, should have called that out. Second one, 9.
You hear a thump. You're like something crashes to the floor. What's the second one?
9.
9. Okay. All right. With that being over, I'm going to make several attacks on you. Let me get these up. And okay. So these are all going to be basically melee attacks on you, as you're going to be essentially beaten by a couple different targets. So first one. All right,
Jeff, you wouldn't hurt someone holding a puppy, would you?
I would.
I mean,
Okay.
you, Stephen, are holding a puppy. Pastor Wood is not.
All right. So first one is going to you basically can dodge or fight back, by the way. But again, whatever you do, because you're like their first play was to put a hood over your head, is going to be a penalty. You can choose to dodge or fight back. It's up to you.
I'm going to try dodging.
Okay, so all you have to do is you have to tie or better the roll.
Okay.
And take your penalty.
Dodge is 55 with the penalty die.
Mhm.
Ends up being 76.
Okay.
So I'm not spending luck. Or can you spend
All
luck in combat?
You can spend luck in combat,
I'm
just
not
not
going
for
to. That's
damage. Okay. Or actually, maybe you can pretty much. All right, so that's going to be a total. First shot is going to give you. It's going to be 4 points of damage as you feel a hard whack against your face. You feel a couple punches start hitting you in the ribs. And same thing, you can roll dodge or fight back, but I believe you start getting penalty die for additional attackers.
Is there a maximum amount of penalty dice you can have?
I don't know, but there is a talent where you could just like kind of almost fight back infinitely without penalty. I remember Evan had it in our Mask of Nyarlathotep. Go ahead and roll dodge.
I actually rolled pretty well on that one. With 2 penalty dice, I rolled a 45.
Okay, is that a regular success?
Regular success, yes.
Okay. You're going to then take an additional 3 more points of damage. You feel someone grab the side of you and smash your head down into the into the table. So I'm just going to roll this again as a brawl. And again, same thing. You can go ahead and you can choose to fight or dodge or fight back, etc.
Dodging, and I'm starting to run out of percentile dice here. So that one is a 62. I will spend the 7 luck to turn it into a success.
Okay, still not
Regular
enough,
success.
unfortunately. As
Okay.
I rolled a extreme success, so you're going to take a total of. The next one is a total of 4 more points of damage as your head smashes against. How much have you taken so far?
11.
Okay, let me know when you get to half of your maximum health.
Oh, I'm at half. I'm below half.
Okay, and so at that point, as your head is smashed to the table, smashed onto the bar, everything goes black completely, and Pastor Wood is knocked unconscious, we'll say. Okay. Let's move over to the wonderful dance floor at the Midnight Duchess, right? As we see the beautiful array of both tuxedos, dresses, etc. We hear the sounds of the jazz musicians sort of speeding up, directed by Massimo or Maxi to some Okone. And we see on the dance floor currently, we see Patrick Price, Olivia Clarendon in one corner. We see kind of a mixture of Shaima, Evelyn, Massimo a bit. We see Beverly, we see Ed, Marie, you're still sitting kind of off by yourself. And as this is happening, Beverly, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And you look up and you can see that there is a very tall man that you recognize. He's like, I don't mean to, can I cut in? And you see it's the guy who gave you the drugs that you promised the dance to.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. Ed, would you mind giving Marie a dance?
Oh, I'm more than happy. More than happy to. I'm shocked that she is being such a wallflower. I'll get right to you. You have fun now.
Thank you.
You see
And
he
she'll
kinda
give him a
wanders
kiss
over.
on the cheek, and then
Ooh. And he just
Yeah.
kind of like putters. He like pats his heart a little bit, like, oh my, it is hot in here. As he wanders over in the direction of where Marie, and Marie, he offers to see if you would like to dance with him.
And you see Marie is just sort of a little 1,000-yard stare, kind of just sitting there, and she grabs a drink because I'm pretty sure like Shaima had a pretty stiff drink that matched Max's drink, and she just grabs it and downs it. And you see her just kind of like,
Now that's
just
more
kinda
like
shake her
it.
head.
Yes, indeed.
And so
And
then
yeah.
she will.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
the two of you come back out, and Beverly, you're dancing, and you can tell this big guy is like moving a bit, like but very kind of. I'm not very good at this. I don't know if you can notice.
That's okay. That's okay. Follow my lead.
And so, like, the two of you are kind of going back and forth, back and forth. The music kind of picks up a little bit, and he's like, "Oh my god, this is going too fast, too fast! Oh god!" And you're spinning around, and it's at that point that he and Shima, not even knowing it, just kind of bump and stumble into each other, and the two of you go falling down to the ground together, right there in the middle of the dance floor.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And he's like, he looks at you, and then he looks up at Mr. Okone. He's like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Okone. I didn't mean that."
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
makes
no
it-
harm, no foul, no harm. And Beverly comes up and she helps up Shima and she dusts her shoulders off. Are you okay?
Yes. And Shaman's kind of adjusting her dress and trying to get ladylike again.
And
I'm so
Massimo,
sorry. I have 2 left feet.
Massimo is gonna pull the guy up, and he's just like, "Stompy, what are you doing here? Come on, we're trying to we're trying to dance here. Why are you knocking down one of my dates?" And he's just try not to be such a bull in a china shop, please. Thanks. All right. Good kid. And he reaches up and kind of pats him on the cheek because he's a very big dude. He's like, frolic, be merry. And he turns back around, and you can see that Evelyn is just like, "Maxie, come on, let's dance some more." And he's like, all right already. I'm dancing. And the two of them turn around and they start dancing. And Beverly, Shima, and this tall guard who gave you some cocaine, Beverly, and who was called Stompy from Massimo, is kind of standing there. He's like, hello.
Well, so Shima, this is Stompy. Stompy, this is my friend Shima.
Well, I mean, my name's not actually Stompy. It's
What do
Jonathan.
you prefer to be called?
Well,
Jonathan
everyone really
or John?
calls me Stompy, because my name's Stompanato, and then I'm bigger than everyone, and I stomp on them, so it's like, it just sort of fits.
They call me Grapples.
Grapples?
On the wrestling team, they call me Grapples.
That's way better than Stompy.
No,
Grapples?
but that's not my name though.
Oh, what is your name?
My name is Shima. What's your name?
Stompy. Jonathan. Johnny.
No, your real name.
My mother calls me Johnny.
Do you like Stompy or Johnny?
I don't know. No one really ever asked me before. They just
I'm
call
asking
me
now.
things. I guess Johnny would be all right. Yeah. Call me Johnny.
Okay, Johnny.
Yeah. And he kind of looks over at Bev, and then he
And
looks.
Bev is so just like, this is adorable.
He's like,
Shima's also a covered and like I'm sorry, Darky. I didn't mean to interrupt your dance. I'm sorry.
No, she was just being nice to me. That's all. Because I gave her some vanilla, and this is just her way of being nice and everything. So I thank you for being nice.
Darky's really
I
nice.
love making friends. Thank you, Johnny. Would you like to dance, both of you? I do need to find Ed.
Oh, he's okay. Would you like to dance with me, Shima?
I would love to, Johnny.
And he just starts going, like, he kind of gingerly kind of reaches out, and he starts dancing again, very rigidly, kind of moving
This show is
around.
equally rigid.
All
Oh,
right.
this is and she actually has to look up at him, which is very weird.
He's Frankenstein big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
You're taller than most women I know.
you're
Much
taller
taller.
than most men I know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, you guys make quite the handsome pair. Have fun.
What?
Don't do anything.
And Shaman
Couple.
turns bright red.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Uh,
And then she like.
what?
Shaman could turn red if she does.
He looks down, confused, like, don't do anything. What does that mean? I don't. And he's like kind of, what? Is she like your sister or something?
She's a professor at the university. They call me Grapples at, and
We're also friends.
You like?
And
she helped me with my hair and makeup today.
Oh, well, it looks really beautiful. You know, like it looks
thank
really
you.
good. As he's
Yeah, no,
moving.
she's really nice, like you said. So
it's
He's
at
like
this
basically
point.
he's like a boxer, just like moving back and forth. That's like how
I mean, it's exactly the same. I love it.
And Beverly, you look over and you can see there's Marie, there's Ed. They are dancing. Marie has finally seemed to calm down a little bit. Two of them are dancing. The music's going crazy. Everyone's having a great time. And we'll check in over at with Patrick, who you have been being pestered with questions by Olivia Clarendon. Now, darling, what happened to that hand of yours? Actually, that's not the right voice. Darling, what happened to that hand? You seem so... Something seems to be terribly wrong there, as like the two of you are kind of like occasionally having to grab hands and like move around and all that kind of stuff as you're dancing, and each time like she can feel it.
A bit of an accident.
Oh, well, that sounds terrible. What exactly happened? What kind of accident? Very dangerous line of work you're in?
Dangerous here, yes. I got involved with the wrong set of people.
Oh, well, darling, you are on a mafia gambling ship. Of course you are. Of course you have. Well, there's nothing but dangerous people all around. And then, well, there's other folks here who, well, they want to be seen with dangerous people. But they are themselves not as much dangerous as they are a little pathetic, you might say. Yeah.
What about you? Come here often.
Well, of late I have, my dear friend, Evie.
And she kind of nods over the direction of like where Evelyn McAvoy's dancing.
She is most enamored with Mr. Kone, and I feel like I can tell you things, so I'll just tell you. I am researching a role. I'm an actress, you see. I'm sure I don't have to tell you.
And so she kind of goes on this long story that I've mentioned it a few times. She's researching a role for this, with that, a murder stage, and she's kind of going into this and that and everything. And she kind of gives you that whole story about how she's just so concerned with making sure she understands the true character, and she really want to get the authentic experience that is of what might happen to a woman who becomes embroiled with the mafia.
And what does a Kone do?
Well, darling, he is just a means to an end, I must say. He's a perfectly fine gentleman when he is not barbaric, but otherwise he is very friendly to myself and to Evie, though I know for a fact that he has certainly taken advantage of her, but she seems happy, so I suppose that's enough for now. Otherwise, he is merely just a friend, I suppose you might say, but a passing one. You don't need to be jealous at all.
And she just kind of like rubs her hand along your cheek really quickly.
Oh my.
What brings you to Los Angeles? You say you're having such dangerous work here?
Or a friend. Looking into his... something of his concern.
Oh, well, how very dutiful of you. I do like a dutiful man, a man who understands what's important in life, of course, to ensure that loyalty, friendship, these are very important things.
What do you say? I liven things up a bit.
Oh my.
What did you have in mind, doll?
You've seen Sissy May, right? He's around here somewhere.
You can see her eyes kind of roll at that.
We have become well acquainted.
Well, if you haven't heard her sing yet, maybe that'll be better.
I've heard her flap her gums, though.
And I'm going to take the stage
Okay.
and warm it up a bit.
What are you gonna do when you go up there?
Test my singing abilities. I'm gonna ask one of the members for a beat.
Okay. Frankie's like,
And
Kid, this ain't karaoke. But do you know what you're doing? Like, if you get this wrong, they're gonna throw you overboard. You know, like
yeah,
the
don't worry.
drums,
I'll get Sissy May up here.
I already asked her. She said no.
is like one of the guys like who's like playing like a bass. So Patrick, do you want to make a roll? Are you trying to like sing right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'll start singing. I'll do a couple lines directed towards Olivia.
It's a craft roll.
Oh God. Yeah,
Dance
it is a
until
craft
dawn.
roll.
Just you and I alone in our rendezvous. Dance until dawn.
Don't judge till you see the roll.
All right, what am I rolling?
I mean, roll art craft, any because barber doesn't apply here. So you have a
right.
and I'll give you. I will.
And
give
we
you
have boosts
I have
galore.
plenty of luck. It's fine. It'll work out.
Yeah, you're fine. There you go.
Okay.
He understands.
I've been on a roll these past weeks, so
Yeah.
this can't fail.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh,
Do you wanna
63.
spend
Nice.
58 points of luck to not
Yeah, I need to get
thrown
under
overboard?
5, so I'll spend it
Okay.
all.
All right.
Oh wow.
So
I'll make it 61. What's the difference? 62 to make it extreme. It's no difference.
Oh, that's right. You did that last week
That
too,
is
where
true.
you spent
That
like
is true.
1 luck to get an extreme.
Yeah, yeah.
So good.
So you all of you that are in the dance, we're not Pastor Wood because he's dead, but the rest of you who are in the lounge and you're seeing and you're dancing, you suddenly hear a voice. Now, periodically, there's been people going up and singing, and then intermittently, it's been just the band. There's just like Marie. There's like 1 or 2 notable musicians, crooners, singers, etc. And after a bit of time, you guys suddenly hear a strangely familiar voice. And when you look up, you can see it's none other than Patrick Price, who has climbed atop this very small stage, has taken over there's like a little microphone, kind of, classic microphone. And he starts singing, and you can see there's Olivia Clarendon right at the base of the stage, and she's got her head kind of tilted and just sort of looking up at him and just swaying and just kind of just shaking her head in awe. And it makes sense because he sounds amazing. Like Marie, he is like, are you kidding me? Like hidden talents as he like there's people who are looking around and like that have been sort of in their cups and not really getting too excited to the music, but all of them are now turning and looking, and you can see people starting to come out from where the gambling rooms were down the hall, and like people are peeking out and down, and he is just singing this extraordinarily beautiful song. The band behind begins to adjust and accompany and just creates this amazing melody, and even like Massimo, as Evie is like, "Oh, Maxie, this is such a beautiful song. We should make it. We could dance to it when we get married." And he's like, "Maybe." he even seems relatively impressed. Marie, what do you do? As he does actually, did you say you mentioned her name?
Yeah, I'll just be a company of her. Invite her on.
Marie, you know that it's a duet, maybe, and like the woman's part is about to come up. Do you run up there, or do you stay down on the dance floor?
Yeah, so she's been dancing with Ed, and so she'll just kind of like gesture up and just be like, "Oh, darling, I think that's my cue. I think Beverly might need your arm back."
Oh, of course. Go knock him dead there. You have fun. And he turns around and he's just like looking around for anyone, like, who do I have here to dance? Oh, Miss Beverly Key. As she sees like Beverly start leaving from like where Shaima and Johnny are, and the two of you meet up. And then Marie, you go ahead and roll an Artcraft singing roll because you actually have the skill.
I do. So this better go well because I actually have like an 86 in singing. So
Okay. Let's see if Patrick Price outstages you. Oh God.
oh no, are you kidding me? I'm spending the luck clearly, but
She rolled a
just for the
97 over
audience,
86.
I rolled a 97 over 86. So like when she first gets up there, like is there going to be a little like frog in the throat kind of a thing, and she's just going to kind of pull the mic away a little bit and have to like grab one of their like waters or something to just like kind of, like do a quick.
There's like a quick. As everyone kind of turns their head. Do you want to spend enough luck to make that?
Yes.
A normal success, or a hard success, or a critical success?
What is the math on how much I'd have to spend for a critical? So if it's an 86, I'd have to get down to a extreme.
You open the window in Foundry, it'll show.
Yeah. Yeah, if you click on the like little spider thingy, it'll show you. It'll expand the thing. So you need.
Oh, I have to spend 80
to get to an extreme, 54 to get to a hard, and 11 just to pass. If Marie is just about passing, go ahead and spend that 11. If Marie is about being good, go ahead and spend that 54. If Marie, however, is about being the best and not being upstaged by a barber, go ahead and spend that 80.
I mean,
80,
all of
spend the 80
luck left. I know I have to, but at least me with 18. I'm gonna go from 98 luck to 18. But obviously she has to be extreme.
It's this or a hotel room, and like.
So you spend all
80 luck spent.
As the two of you engage, I mean, honestly, they're going to be telling stories. Like everyone here will be telling stories of this night, of this out of nowhere. Some might recognize Marie, others might not, but definitely no one recognizes Patrick. People will be telling stories about this for generations to their children. You see everyone in the room's mood begins to elevate. The music, the actual musicians elevate to meet just the brilliance of the singing. And you know what, everybody? Take a D4 back in sanity. As this moment, except for Pastor Wood, who's dead, this moment
I was about to do it too.
Is so amazing that it just kind of puts you on this like otherworldly sense of kind of calm and ease and enjoyment. And just for a little while, like you forget why you're in Los Angeles. Like just for a little while, for the length of this song. Okay. So
and Marie hasn't had like a really good singing partner in a while. And so like this is really kind of impressive. She's just like, you know, and she kind of does the duet thing where, you know, she kind of tries to, and Patrick just keeps following kind of like the octave changes and just kind of different things. And so she's beyond impressed, but only got one sanity back because she's working real hard for this.
I like that Marie is not a diva and doesn't feel threatened and is getting upstaged. She's like, she's impressed. Not like this son of a bitch stepping on my nose, stealing something, making what was supposed to be a duet be a solo. You heard me, Celine Dion. You heard me. My train knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Okay. So eventually the song fades, and music returns to its levels, which are still elevated now. Like everyone's just in such a better state. The jazz musicians feel this like innervation. A couple other folks might come up to take over in terms of singing a song, or maybe like there's a group of people, whatever it might be. Time passes. Beverly and Ed, you dance. Shima and Johnny, you dance. Patrick, maybe you hop back down with Olivia and dance some more. But an hour or two as the night continues. But as it starts to wind down, as things start to calm, occasionally you start seeing the crowd thin and thin here and there. Not all at once, but gradually as some people leave. And you all have essentially been on the ship for hours. What would you do now as the time has progressed? Like, what would you guys want to try to accomplish next while you're here? Because I know that you guys had questions you wanted to ask, but like, how would you broach that?
So there's two things that Shima would have wanted to do. And we don't have to role play them both out, but essentially, the first is trying to find some woman who is like giving her stink eye, like that used to happen. or that was happening. And she wants to go and like, in the excuse of like excusing herself from Johnny, I'm like, oh, I just need to get a drink or put on my nose or whatever.
I understand. No,
I'll be
No,
back
it's
in I'll be back in just
okay. No,
you,
okay.
you wait for me.
I'll be here. Yeah, I'll get us some drinks.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe a
that sounds-
table for us to sit.
Oh,
If you want to sit with me, you don't have to sit with me. If you know, it's fine.
No, that would be great. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll get a
okay.
table and some drinks. And as he goes to do that, you hear a woman getting up from the table, and she and her presumably husband, who have been talking about how the quality of the music has gone down a bit since Marie and Patrick have ended, and then you overhear her like speaking out. It's like they think anyone can go and dance. These people, look at them. They're just like giant trees or big bulky bears just slapping around on the dance floor as she gets up. And like you hear the husband, now Karen, that's not a very nice thing to say. Everybody deserves to enjoy themselves. But you hear this, Shaima, and you can tell that she looks back at like Johnny as he's walking away, who's this big lumbering dude, and then at you as well. And she just sort of shakes her head, almost not even realizing that she's looking at you and shaking her head when she says this, and then turns back to her husband. What do you do?
So Sharma is going to walk right up to her and shoulder check her fucking hard and put her leg behind her knee so she trips and falls backwards. And I am having to make roll for this, and after that happens, she's going to look for Massimo and like give him an impish smile, like, look.
I mean, go ahead and roll brawl. Yeah, go ahead and roll brawl, because you might be able to level it up a bit. Yeah, give it a roll.
I will happily
Absolutely.
spend luck if that is needed as
You
well.
need 85 or under. I'm sure you're fine. No damage.
Well, that's what we
necessary.
thought about fucking Marie's roll.
That's what she gets though for not singing last time when I gave her two options. Oh, you
15 under 85.
with elegance as high as the some of the dancing and the singing you've heard before, you display it in your own way, right? With this amazing combination of like wrestling maneuvers that just sweeps this woman off of her feet. You kind of catch her mid-fall, smash her to the ground, pin her arm, and you, oh goodness, Harold, help! And you hear the man's like,
You should watch
darling,
where you're
what are you
going.
doing? As you look over, you can see Massimo, and he looks over and he's like, "Hey, there you go, kid. Now take her up deck, throw her off the side. Go ahead. You need a hand?
No, sir. That's okay.
Oh, you got this.
Max.
I'm proud of you, kid.
Thanks, Max. Thank
I'm
you,
proud of you.
Max.
There you go.
And she
There
has
you
this
go.
big, like, beaming smile.
And he is like smiling back at you, and he's just like he's got like his eyes, remember, are just like murder, but he is smiling big. That a girl, there she goes. All right, guys, if she doesn't throw that woman off, make sure you guys do it. Hey, and you, Harold, Mr. Commissioner, don't bring your wife anymore. Bring your mistress. She's far more enjoyable. Thank you. And you just, mistress, what are you talking about? As you're just holding the woman down. What do you do, Shaima?
I'm gonna dust myself off and go and just say to them, like, you should watch where you're going, and then go back to Johnny.
And she gets up. I can't believe it. And she looks over at Harold like, you mistress. Can you blame me? You're insufferable, Karen. Now come on before they throw you off the boat. And they shuffle on out like tails between their legs. Okay. I'm gonna check in. Let's check in with Beverly. Anything that Beverly is doing? You've been having a wonderful time, I would imagine, with Mr. Exley. Is that fair?
Yes, lovely time.
He's so easy to get along with.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think she'll kind of just want to like find maybe like a booth for us to sit in, where there's other people in booths around us, and she just kind of wants to eavesdrop. As she gets Ed talking about something that he really enjoys.
Oh yeah. Sports would probably work.
Yeah.
Or booze. Either of those.
And then if
Okay.
he catches her, like, kind of not really paying attention, she'll just do the whole coy, "I'm sorry, you're just so handsome" thing.
Oh, darling, that is. I understand completely. I sometimes get lost when I look in your eyes as well. Beverly, go ahead and roll a listen test. Are you listening for anything in particular, or is there like something that you're trying to get a glean on?
So she's listening for anything involving nectar, like mentions of nectar.
Okay.
Or like anything that strikes her maybe as culty, like weird. Just
Okay.
something that's not normal at a party. Like those weird sex party pictures, etc.
Mhm. That's pretty judgmental, calling it weird, but it's fine. Go ahead and roll a
Hey.
listen test.
We all didn't like it, you know?
Now, darling, let's not judge too hastily.
Beverly has probably been to a sex party. Let's be real.
What?
Yeah,
What?
no,
Oh my.
only because Jeff made it a point to say it was not titillating.
I know. I really wanted to stress that because, like, it's in the text and it's not supposed to be titillating, and I'm like,
Yeah.
my players would still probably be okay with
We
that. I'm like,
definitely
I
would.
gotta
We
stress this.
definitely
gotta
would.
stress- I know. That's why I have to stress this. This
Like
is not just
maximum
like.
security
yeah.
horny jail, all of us.
44 over 20.
It's up to you if you want to spend it.
Let's see.
Gotta remember to call the boost beforehand. You would have only had to
Mhm.
spend 14 to pass.
I would have
I
to
saw Griff drop some
spend.
stuff earlier. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, I
we
didn't.
had a hype train. We had a hype
didn't
train,
think
and
about
you
it.
got some complications, Jeff. By the way,
What
in case you
is
didn't
Oh, I did?
pushing again?
The
Two
police raid the
complications.
ship.
see it.
The end.
Good thing I didn't go.
Push. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
totally
no,
gonna have
it's
to get into
it's
this.
great that you're bleeding out on some pub floor somewhere instead. That's way better.
Beverly, you can push. You just explain kind of like how you're doing something a little bit differently, but if you fail, you can't spend luck on a push roll, and there's going to be a consequence. And so in this case, you can kind of figure out what the consequence might be, is someone is going to catch you trying to eavesdrop.
Gotcha.
So it's up to you. Or you can just spend 24 luck and you pass.
I have 25 luck. That's it.
That's enough. What are you talking about? 24. Boom, done.
No, I think I'll just take the fail,
Okay.
unfortunately.
All right, fair enough. You don't catch any hints of anything out of what has already been established as ordinary here, right?
Okay.
There's been booze, there's been drinking, there's been fighting, there's been threats, there's been gambling, there has been drug use. You've seen cocaine use, opium. You've seen this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it never gets worse than that, right? You never hear anything to suggest that there's something stranger or weirder going on within here. You don't hear anything about the word nectar. That never pops up at all.
What day of the week is today?
Wow.
Or
It's not a weekend.
It's not
know
a
we
weekend. That's
established
the
it's a
question.
weeknight.
It's Wednesday or Thursday,
Yeah.
I think. I'm pretty sure it's
Okay,
a Wednesday
okay.
or Thursday.
Yeah.
yeah, because I do think Beverly did overhear that the parties are more exciting over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I think maybe at this point she's thinking it's probably not available during the weekdays.
Okay. Let me check in with Patrick then. Patrick, what are you up to now after you...
How about a quick break? All that singing and dancing's got me parched.
And Olivia's like, of course, darling, why don't you come down here and take a seat with me? And she like kind of pats a seat on the, off to the side of the stage. She has a drink ready for you. She pops out this very delicate cigarette, one of the cigarette holders, and starts smokes away. And she just kind of looks at you as like, well, I had no idea that you had so many hidden talents, Mr. And did you tell her your full name, Patrick Price?
Yeah, Patrick Price.
Okay. Mr. Price, you're the voice of an angel, you do.
I've only found that out today.
Well, imagine what you'll find out tomorrow or tonight.
Well, the night's still young. Tell me more about your study. Try to get her
Okay.
to babble about her involvement. Like, you've heard stories with Okone, maybe?
Can I roll to get her to babble, please?
Roll a charm test or a fast talk or a persuade, whichever you think. I think any three of those would probably be all right. The problem with fast talk is, though, at some point she might figure out that you were bullshitting her or leading her on, and that might, in like 30 minutes or so, turn on you. But
I'll go with
charm,
persuade. It's my best
persuade, or yeah,
here.
okay.
At 30, I rolled it.
Oh my
And I'll say you can actually have
30.
a bonus die to this because she is smitten with you, I think.
Bonus die is
roll
an
on
extra
the
10.
D100. Yeah, roll on the D100. We'll see how that goes.
Roll better than an 8.
Okay, so you're at 55, so it would be 25 luck to spend if you wanted to make that a success.
I don't have enough, unfortunately. So I failed.
Okay. Ultimately, she tells you much about about what she's been doing. Nothing particularly different or juicy, but you do hear her kind of start talking vaguely. You get the sense it's not like she's keeping things from you, but just maybe she doesn't really know the details, but of their some kind of like rivalry, how like there's always such terrible violent rivalries, and apparently Mr. Okone is just having to deal with such troubling opponents here along the Pacific coast. It's just been so very difficult for him. So you hear her kind of bring that kind of stuff up, but anytime you ask a follow-up question, she doesn't seem to know the specifics of it. But she regularly talks about how the Okone family is like struggling with competition of some kind. And that's something that she's picked up, like rivalry between families or rivalry between the Okone family and someone else.
Yeah, as the conversation goes on, I'll just be more honest with her. Like I haven't been entirely honest with you why I'm here.
Well, you wouldn't be human if you didn't keep a few things to yourself.
I've been digging around. Your name came up. And
My name came up?
I'll show her a photo we found for George. What was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep,
with
George
the
Ayers.
UCLA, right? George Ayers?
Yeah.
Okay. The photo that you found in her belongings?
Was
Or,
it
excuse
her
me,
belongings?
In George's
His belongings, yes,
yeah.
that sounds right. Yeah, it's like it says like thanks for everything, George. Signed her.
Oh, that. Well, truth be told, Mr. Price, I didn't much care for that man, but he did help me a few things for research for a role many years ago. He is the one who, I must say, led me to some very, very dark places. There's what there used to be, that is, a very seedy underbelly within Los Angeles. In my younger years, one does what they must. But Mr. Ayres, he hasn't been in my life for quite some time. It's a simple thank you. That's all this was. Nothing more than that. He was nothing more than just a consultant on a film, is all. Don't tell me you're jealous.
I'm curious what he taught you, what you learned from him.
Well, it just so happens that we were doing a film about college life, university life, and some underbelly of witchcraft and sorcery and that sort of thing. And he just seemed to be an expert in those sorts of things. My director did most of the consultation. He did give me a thought or two, but nothing more than that. He was a very odd man, I must say. I didn't much care for him. He was part of a very depraved group, I might add. Richard Spend, who I had the misfortune of working together on Black Cat back in 1923, and the two of them were acquainted, and they attended parties not entirely unlike this one, but far less civilized. These are much more to my liking. Yes, we can be free and let down our hair, so to speak, and we can drink our drinks and have our fun. But these other parties, I'll tell you, Mr. Price, they were something else entirely, something I didn't much care for at all.
He was also a friend of, what was that man's name? He was a philanthropist. Echevarria. Yes, that's what it was. Ramon Echevarria. I was trying to climb the social ladders back in the early 20s, you see. And I was looking for really any avenue I could perhaps advance my career, and I don't feel at all ashamed for saying so. And between, Mr. Echevarria, Mr. George Ayres, and Mr. Richard Sprend, I can tell you that there was a line that I quickly established and I never crossed. They held parties like this one, like I said. However, theirs were depraved, perverted. Maybe there was a Satan worship or some such. I distanced myself quite quickly. Now, Mr. Spen tried very often to get me to return to those parties, but, it was not something I cared to. And then when the tabloids started linking us, it became even worse and worse, and he just saw that as open season on harassing me and getting me to come back. But I did not. And I'm very glad I didn't. And that is the truth of it. Price, give me a psychology roll.
Nice. I have a 75 in that.
All right. What a rip, man.
58.
You get the sense that she is still holding something back.
Then I will try to do a little trade here. I can help her with her current research about maybe murder, since I've killed somebody. Maybe she'll tell me something.
Okay. You will tell her about what it's like to kill a man, and she will tell you, okay, you're gonna make a roll. Give me like a persuasion. Yeah, persuasion probably makes most sense.
Please take some audience boost before you do this. Please.
Sure, I'll
take some
take-
audience boost.
I'll take the 2 to make it a 50-50.
Meanwhile, Patrick gets
Hell
arrested
yes.
tomorrow as Olivia Clarendon turns him in for murder.
It was self-defense.
What was it?
This is
Success?
the Lollygagger defense. Everything was self-defense. Oh no.
Oh, it was an 80
You
as
got it.
well.
Oh, I thought I saw it. Oh,
No.
I can spend luck.
Don't have enough.
He's only got 18 luck. Can I give?
Okay.
Oh, I don't have any luck
No, you
either.
can't.
What was it? Can we
I
turn
can
in
push
like
it, right?
5 boost
You can
for
push.
10 luck
I'll
or
push it.
something?
No, it was
Push.
5 boosts to refill your luck entirely.
11 inside.
No, but 5 boost for like 10%.
No,
For 10 luck.
that was something I was
Isn't-
bullshitting
Success.
about earlier today
That
for
was
the
Steven.
audience.
If it comes out of Steven's mouth and not out of mine, it's total bullshit, please. So, okay. You did push it. You take it. So pushing it in this game means you're taking a different tack. So maybe the whole like exchanging for murder thing. So what's a different tack Patrick might have taken instead?
I'll be more honest. Be like, I've got someone back home. You shouldn't involve yourself with me anymore.
Okay.
This makes her more likely to want to talk to you.
I don't think Long understands how
No,
relationships
you
work.
can do the whole. You can tell me anything, darling. You know,
I know you gotta
You caress her
opposite, opposite
Right.
direction.
Maybe-
hand, bring it towards you. Like, it's okay. They can't hurt you anymore because I'll be here to protect you. Something like some nonsense
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
In Long's defense,
All right.
I got my wife by saying I killed a man and I'm engaged to someone else. You know, that's how I got her.
We'll retcon my decision there and make it. I'll be more vulnerable.
we need to add
Okay.
Long to our romance book club. Bring you in, man.
She will tell you a little bit. Well, darling, I'll be honest with you. I still have nightmares occasionally about that one party I attended. Brief glimpse of Mr. Echevarria having sex with a tangle of other men and women. I opened the wrong door at the wrong time. And if that wasn't bad enough, and believe me, it wasn't titillating in the least,
Well, there was something even worse. Because Mr. Price, on the couch on which they were fornicating, it looked to me, for all the world, like... Well, you're going to find me silly, but it looked to me like the couch itself had a mouth on it, like it had formed one from its own substance, and that it itself was participating in the depraved acts, the sexuality.
And she starts to kind of shudder.
It can't be true, of course, but 12 years later now, I still can't get that picture out of my head. Whenever I need to scream in a picture, it is the very image I conjure in my head while filming.
That's a horrible nightmare.
Yes, it is.
How about we get back on the dance floor, make you forget about it?
Well, that sounds like a lovely idea.
And again, everything's thinning out. There's far fewer people, etc. But you get up and come on out. So I'm going to turn it over to the four of you once more, as there's very few people left, we'll say. It is like 4 o'clock in the morning, something like that. There's just essentially a handful of members of the mafia, the Akone family and their people. There's various various friends of theirs, but you don't see the crowds before. And it seems that you all have kind of lingered, and they have welcomed that. Johnny with Shima, Massimo, very happy to have you all here, Olivia and Patrick. And so it's very, very late. All of you are probably buzzing still a bit from the energy. Is there anything else that you guys would want to try to get out of the people here? Is there any other questions that you're looking to ask, or if there's anything else, now is kind of the time?
There is something actually specifically
Okay.
that Sharma wants to ask Johnny. And Sharma is like super naive and guileless, and so there's no like charm or deception or anything going into this. She's kind of been talking to him just and it's quite awkward, and she says
Sure.
Max said I could put his guys in a stranglehold, but I don't think I could put you in a stranglehold. But like that's partially because like it's kind of illegal to do a stranglehold, so I don't really know how to do it. And it's just kind of babbling.
You want to put me in a stranglehold?
No, I'm not going to put you in a stranglehold.
Oh,
But-
okay.
And she has this kind of renewed sense of confidence now because it's all Max thing.
Mhm.
She's like, actually, no, we're just visiting Los Angeles for a little while, and I've got this paper coming up, and I'm probably going to be doing paper, because of the university where it's illegal to do the strangleholds, and I'm probably going to be writing it about like cults and stuff, and like some of the drugs that they take, and like I think I'm gonna come back on the weekend because Max said I could come back on the weekend, and it'd be cool. It'd be really nice to see you if you're here.
Okay, yeah. He kind of looks around. Are you talking about like nectar and everything?
Yeah, that's what I want to write about.
Yeah. Not so loud. I mean,
Hey, do
honestly,
you want to have lunch with me tomorrow, and maybe we can
Yeah.
talk about it then?
well, I mean, I really shouldn't, but Mr. Conan.
Well, we don't want to talk about it. But you can just have lunch with me, and if you
Oh,
want to
no,
have
no,
lunch
no,
with me, you
I
don't
wanna
have to
have-
have lunch with me.
No, I mean, I'll have lunch with you. Just, I mean, if I tell you without, getting permission from Mr. Okone about, Nectar and, Captain Walker and Mr. Trammell and all them, then
well, he might break my legs and throw me, out into the ocean, and I might get eaten by like
I
sharks and
don't want
stuff.
that to happen to you.
No, I know. I just, I mean, he kind of likes you, so I mean, like, maybe, like, I mean, he might tell you, I mean, he's...
Well, maybe I should ask him. I mean, it's just for my paper.
Could. Just don't tell him I mentioned nothing.
Well, why don't... Okay. Well, why don't we just go for lunch tomorrow? Because I don't know how long I'm going to be in Los Angeles. I might not even be here on the weekend.
I mean, I gotta go, like, clear out this like, nectar den tomorrow morning. Well, I guess this morning, right? So, like, I might be late. Like there's a bunch of them bohemian types that, like, make stuff with art and everything, and one of our guys kind of tracked one of the distributors there, so, like, we're gonna go bust it up a bit, so I might can we make it like a late lunch?
Yeah, we could make it a late lunch.
Make it breakfast and go with him.
What was that?
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that has definitely occurred to my mind. Oh, that's occurred to my mind. It has not occurred to me. Like, oh yeah, no, I'm Johnny. I don't want you to get in trouble. I'll keep you anonymous in my paper.
Oh yeah,
I just
yeah. I mean, like, he's, to be honest,
I just think be nice to have lunch with you.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah. Like, just, I crack skulls and stuff. That's sort of like part of my thing. I stomp. I'm just gonna be honest with you, but yeah, like, we could, I could show you some places if you don't mind, like, wait until after I, stomp up them.
Why don't I come with you? I'm pretty good at, like, stomping skulls.
You want?
I mean, I'm kind of carrying the team if we're
okay
being honest.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Sure. Yeah, you could practice the stranglehold and stuff.
Yeah. Because that's illegal in wrestling.
Yeah, they probably wouldn't even feel it anyway. They're freaking way up in La La Land or something. Oh wait, that's here. Well, yeah, they're definitely here. What? Anyhow, I mean, we can go there after we get to shore if you want. Like, get some breakfast or something, and then we can.
Okay, well, maybe can I go change? Because I don't have, like, this might be nice stress.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
You don't want to get blood and stuff on you.
Oh, there's gonna be blood and stuff.
Well, probably. I mean, it depends on, like, how they act.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's okay. I'm pretty good at getting blood and stuff out of clothes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Well, maybe we should go get changed, and then let me go get changed, and then maybe we can go for breakfast. But here's the thing. I'm probably gonna look different when you see me. I'm not gonna look like this. No, my hair's gonna look different, and, like, my face is probably gonna look different.
You're gonna look. I mean, your face is your face. It's still gonna be the face, It's
okay.
Fine. It's no, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Kind of adjust her glasses and turns a little red. Oh, okay. Wait, so. Okay.
So maybe he escorts you to one of the boats or something like that. Beverly, Patrick, Marie, last call. Like, literal last call for ship business.
I'm good.
Anything. Okay, Patrick,
I
you're all
think,
set.
yeah, Shima got our questions answered. So did Patrick. I'm good to go.
Okay. Marie? Anything else? Okay. So we'll presume that you all exchange information at some point. is it fair to assume that Shima would tell them as you guys are heading back? Is anyone, you guys can do whatever social encounters you want. So if Patrick, you and Olivia, and Beverly, you and Ed, I mean, that's
Bev's
perfectly
going to
fine.
Ed's house. Sorry,
Okay.
guys. I'll catch up with you in the morning.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Shema's just said she's going for breakfast, and I think John's taking me to a nectar den.
Wait,
First
were you
date.
saying this too?
Let's say you guys
No,
are
guys.
on the ferry
Oh,
boat
okay.
coming back. Yeah.
Ow.
You can handle yourself, but
Oh, yeah, but he seems like a gentleman. I don't think he's gonna try anything.
well, just remember who his employer is. And at the end of the day, he might think you are the greatest dame since sliced bread, but he also knows where his bread is buttered.
Do you think
So-
he thinks that?
I'm
You're
pretty
attached,
sure
Shima.
he does. Yeah, you were the belle of the ball tonight. Absolutely.
Thank you, Miss Wood.
Okay, so we'll say Bev, you head off with Ed. Patrick, are you true to Anna and you go back to your
Yes.
own hotel? Do you do anything with what Shima has shared, this nectar den that the mafioso is going to bring her to after breakfast? Do you
Can I get a bit of clarification on what the nectar and den again?
So nectar is a drug, it sounds like, and he needs to go rough up some folks in the nectar den, and he offered to bring Shima. It was a weird conversation,
Okay.
but yeah, and so he's gonna bring her there so she can see what a nectar den is
Yeah.
like. Because
What we know about nectar is that that was a drug that the cult used. So she's potentially
right.
going to a den of potential cult members.
Then I'll get involved by attending in the shadows.
okay, and then Marie, what about you? What do you want to do?
Patrick, we can do this stakeout together. Keep an eye on Miss Oberon.
Oh, I believe she can handle herself, but we'll look for other things.
Okay.
Okay. So with that, we will switch over then, and we will check back in with one Pastor Wood.
Oh,
No.
wait. Long set the bar really high the other
Yeah.
time. So
I
okay, I'm
mailed it
ready.
back to him.
You in fact can actually take that off now, Pastor Wood, but that's wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. So you come to consciousness, and you have very little memory of how you got where you currently are. Last thing you remember is getting your ass kicked in Kelly's corner, and everything going black. Pain. You can still feel the pain in your face, pain on your sides where you got like rabbit punched, various other places where you got beat. And when your eyes kind of adjust, you realize you are in some kind of like flop house, some sort of rundown, dilapidated building. You can see the ceiling is sagging. You can see the walls are bowing. You can see plaster is crumbling into these off-white piles on this muck-covered floor. The air is thick with the smell of urine and despair. And as you slowly move yourself up, a terrible, horrific headache overtakes you. You are on a mattress, and you realize on the ground, soiled, and you can feel the wetness, the dampness. There is a voice whispering what sound like biblical verses from a darkened corner. Your clothes are a bit roughed up, bloodstains, tears. Your sleeves have been torn. You can see there's a number of cuts and scrapes and punctures. You have this like the headache is terrible, but there's also this general mossy smell that you just can't seem to shake. There are, on the ground around you are syringes and syrettes, about a dozen or more liquor bottles, all empty and broken. And most notably, there is a dead body laying nearby. A man, 30s or 40s or so, vagrant, judging by his clothes. Body is cut up pretty significantly, and there is a broken bottle that has been impaled in his chest and was probably the killing blow. You notice that Jack Pisner is not here, but you feel as you get up a piercing sensation in your chest. When you look down, there has been a note pinned literally to your chest. I need you to roll a sand test as you look around.
Sand is 60 right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 23.
Okay, take 1 point of sand from the violence and the state that you're in, but otherwise, like, you're probably so sand loss is always usually like a momentary loss of control or a reaction that you wouldn't normally do, and obviously the amount of it is the severity of it. So something about this is sort of still upsetting no matter what. But there is a note literally pinned to your chest.
I unpin it and read it.
I will share this
with just me.
I'm sharing it to everybody so that they can see it. And I will also share with you the text-only version, I think, if you can see the text-only version. So that you're not just...
Good morning, sleepyhead. Sorry I can't be there to see your face, but I've got a train to catch. You know, the boys said you looked like a regular stick in the mud. No pun at all. But I told them you're probably a wild child once you've had a few. All you self-righteous types are. Nothing more predictable than a godly man gone corrupt. Maybe a lawman. Hell, pastor, you're both. Now I'm sure you're angry and want a piece of me. Better men than you have tried and failed. Besides, do you really want to add wrath to your list of sins? What would Carmela think? Be seeing you. Your old pal Jack.
As you read it, you look around. It absolutely reeks in here. Again, your head just shakes. Your arm feels numb in places and painful in others. Blood scattered here and there. And again, there's these whispers coming from the corner. You can just hear various like biblical verses.
Can I see anyone in there?
It's just this dark, shrouded corner. There's really no light. The walls are busted and bowed that it does seem like it's daytime. Like it is morning or afternoon, you're not sure, but it is daytime. As there's some light coming in, but there's no electricity on in here, and there's no lantern of any kind. But no, you can't actually see into that dark patch.
I will avoid it for now, and I'd like to go towards the dead body and try to see if I could recognize it.
Yeah. When you take a look, you immediately recognize it. As you spoke with the man yesterday night, is the vagrant you spoke with outside of Jack Pisner's home.
Does he have my $10 still?
Roll a luck test.
Oh my gosh. Wood asking the important questions.
That's a fail.
He does not.
All right. I will try to be respectful of him now that I've ascertained what he has on him. I will like put his body in a flat lying position and like put his arms around his chest. I will take the bottle out, probably hold on to that for now. Mm-hmm. And then I'll call out towards that dark corner. Hello?
Whoever was speaking. Hello?
My name is Pastor Zephaniah Wood. Would you care to identify yourself?
I am his holy servant, Pierce Patchett.
Pierce, what was that?
I am his holy servant, Pierce Patchett.
Well, Mr. Patchett, it's a pleasure to meet you.
You hear
Would you happen to know where we are?
some like moving around.
Oh, we are in the dark. We are exactly where he has placed us.
And you see crawling out from the shadows, like on hands and knees, there is a man that you would, I mean, age-wise is kind of tricky, 50 at least. He's got this black shirt that is faded and frayed, very thin. He's got these haunted, very hollow eyes as he kind of looks up at you. And he doesn't stand, but he kind of repositions himself so that his legs are out in front of him, and you notice the look of his clothes. Like, you recognize a clergy shirt when you see one, and it does seem that he is wearing one. But he looks to be in a horrific state, like he's just strung out.
You have any?
Do you have
I
any
have what?
nectar? Do you?
No, I'm afraid I do not.
Oh, that's a pity. That's a pity.
Can I ask how long you've been in here?
Time no longer appeals to me. Could be hours, could be days, years. What difference does it make? The world is a dark and sad place. Without it, are you sure? Check your pockets.
He starts crawling a little bit further towards you.
You stay right there. I'll check my pockets. And I'll make a big show out of checking my pockets for him.
You go through. You no longer have your gun. It seems to have been taken. Any cash you had on you is gone. They've stripped you of all of that. Your pockets are in fact completely empty. And he...
Don't worry. We'll find some.
And he kind of sees your eyes going down to the man next to you.
Let me relieve you of that burden, my son. You didn't kill him. It was the other one who did. The other one.
And he kind of motions with his head and his eyes up to the second floor.
I look up.
I mean, there's a sagging ceiling at the top of you, but he's like motioning upward.
Who is this other one? How many people are in here?
There's you. There's me. There's Lee, he calls himself. He was here. He had some. I wanted some. He wouldn't give it. And that was not good. And then the other one, well, he was more insistent than I was.
The other one, that's Lee?
Yeah. Lee is what he calls himself. Whether that's his name, I don't know.
Did you see the people when they brought me in here? How did they get me in here?
They dragged you like you were a piece of fresh meat along the ground. A kill, a hunter's kill. They took pictures. They propped you against the wall with various paraphernalia and laughter. They laughed and they laughed at you. I would have interfered, but he didn't tell me to.
Kind of looks around, like sheepishly.
Fair enough. I would. You said my sleeves were torn. I want to start like checking my arms or anything for like needle marks or anything. I'm curious if they like tried to drug me or.
There are definitely puncture marks on your wrists and arms.
Am I feeling anything other than pain?
Some numbness on your arms, but that's about it. Like you definitely like you feel almost like a really bad hangover, but you also took some hits to the head, so it could be that. You don't feel anything outside of that. You don't feel drunk, you know that, but like you feel pain.
Well, I suppose there's no easy way out of here, is there?
Oh. There's a door onto the street over there. But I suppose you mean more metaphorically.
No, I meant physically. That's exactly what I was asking. Is the door unlocked?
Oh. It's not a prison here. This is my home. You're free to go.
Well, I appreciate the hospitality you have shown me. Do I need to worry about Lee being upset if I leave?
Oh. No, he had some. He's probably coming down now, but he doesn't like what I like. He doesn't make him feel how I feel. He is unsatisfied with it, which means he wasted it. But we'll find more.
Well, it has been a pleasure. And if you excuse me, I need to go check on some things. And I'll start head towards the direction of the door.
Goodbye, my son.
And he like motions, makes like a cross.
May his blessings follow you.
And you push the door open, and you are in a relatively downtrodden neighborhood. As you get your bearings, walk around a bit, you realize you are within that same sort of neighborhood. That Kelly's Bar, the corner, that Pisner lives. It's basically the area that eventually will become known as like Skid Row. This is sort of the area. And the sun hits you with a great deal of brightness, and you wince, but you're nonetheless out on the street. You look back, and it's just this building that looks like it's going to collapse in upon itself at any moment.
Knowing like the general area, I want to start walking towards Venice Beach. Just start heading that direction, likely west. I'm not sure where Skid Row is.
That's fine. Yeah, it's definitely west from where you're at. Okay, north and west, I think. Okay, and we'll cut away from Pastor Wood then. We'll pick up. We have a beautiful breakfast of Shima and Stompy, or Johnny. Awkward in its wonderful way. But then eventually he will do exactly what he said he would do. And he will take you to a nectar den. Unless there was something that you wanted prior to that, Shima, if there's anything that you were looking to do prior to that.
I would have liked to find out if they are like the only purveyors of nectar. If the Oconee family are the only purveyors of nectar.
Okay. When you ask that question, he like nearly chokes on his food. What? We don't make it. What are you talking about?
Oh, where do you guys get it? I just again, it's just for my favor. I'm not going to put your name or anything in there.
We don't get it. It's not ours. We don't sell it. We don't get it. Like, I mean, no, that ain't our thing. Mr. Okone says no, and I mean, we wouldn't even know where to get it if we could. You know, that's Trammell and Walker's thing. That's, you know, that's not us.
Oh, they just give it to you, and then you guys know where to sell it?
No,
how to sell it?
No, we don't sell any of it. We don't do anything with it. Like, we stay away from it.
Oh, why are they sending you to clear out a den then?
Oh, because we want to send a message. You know,
To
like
who?
Well, we've got to Walker and to. Okay, so like the Okone family. Okay, Mr. Massimo, he he controls like the whole Western Seaboard. You know, and he like import and export. And like, vanilla and chocolate, But like, when you've got vanilla and chocolate, and then someone comes in and they've got this newfangled flavor, suddenly not as many people want vanilla and chocolate no more. You understand?
Oh.
So we're making sure, that we limit the spread of this other flavor.
Oh, okay.
Plus,
and she's taking like
Yeah.
frantic notes.
He's like, no one's ever taken notes when I talk before, so this is kind of
You're
a new
very
sensation.
interesting and handsome and interesting.
What was the second one?
No,
Oh, yeah.
interesting. Interesting.
I thought there was a second. Okay.
No. She's bright red.
So like, so anyhow, like, yeah, like it's like we got the vanilla and the chocolate, and they're trying to bring this other one, and Mr. Vercone, has made overtures in the past, but like they don't want it, and like Captain Walker is like, he's a mean man, like,
Well, who's Captain Walker?
he's one of the guys. There's Trammell and Numa. I don't know personally, but I got a buddy who said that the Trammell, like a real sick fuck. Oh god, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said
No.
Oh, yeah, he's a real like weird guy, but like, he's like the head of it, and then like Walker, like, no one really knows who he is per se. But he's like, he's a mean guy. You don't cross him. He's taken a few of our guys out in spectacular fashion. We've taken some of his. You know how it works, right? We try to keep certain territories to ours, and that. See, the thing is, though, like, Mr. Kone, like, he knows like every player in the game, like he knows all the distributors, he knows the importers, he knows the exporters, he knows like all the products being made. But we ain't got no idea with like this nectar is being made, like it's like they're just manifesting it like out of thin air or something. Like it's like a magic trick, 'cause,
And like that's got Mr. Okome kind of frustrated, you know, because like we're paying good money, you know, to maintain our business relationships with our various contacts and different industries to ensure that we have our vanilla and our chocolate. And now you got this other guy coming in, and I mean, where's it coming from? You know, it doesn't make no sense. And they've been doing it for years now, too. It's like, it's everywhere, you know? But they do it different. You know, you can't go up to one of the street corners or nothing, and you can ask for one of our guys for this or that, and, you know, you get your service, but, like, it's a different clientele, you know? And that's okay and all, except he pushes, you know? And he don't respect the family. You know, he doesn't have no respect for Mr. Racone, you know? Doesn't understand what a wonderful, brilliant man he is, and you don't fuck with. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Max is very nice. Max.
Yeah. So, anyhow, I mean, yeah, like so we're going there because one of our guys followed one of the distributors, right? And they got a bead on, like, you know, where they were sending, you know, a delivery to, you know, like that's what they do. They send like these little special orders to like different groups of folk here and there. And so when we go and we rough them up a bit, break some skulls, and now they don't got them customers no more. You see?
Sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
That's my job.
That's really interesting. You know,
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody who said that they went to these parties and they were given nectar at these parties, and part of my study and part of the paper that I'm writing is for this library studies class, and the library studies class was about cults, and I was writing about how people get involved in cults, and they were saying that part of it is because they have these really fun parties with nectar, and so that's what I'm writing about nectar, and so
that sounds like really interesting. I like to read it, you know, like when you're done, I would like to read it. I probably won't understand it because you're like really smart, you know.
No, you're really smart.
I'm like street smart, you know. I'm not like book smart, you know.
No, but I don't think I think you'd be a really good library studies major.
Really? I mean, I don't really understand what that even means, but thank you very much.
Well,
very
I mean, because you're very smart, and you know,
no one's ever really called me smart before. They mostly call me like big and like strong and stuff. Like I get that a lot.
Me too. Me too. You know, I wasn't. I didn't think I was going to dance with anybody yesterday, and I especially didn't think I was going to dance with anybody who made me feel like I don't know, like a lady.
Oh yeah, but you are a lady though, you know. You're a lady, you know. I mean, I like you better almost like this than, you know, the way you were, you know. You look at you.
She turns. She's like, okay, I got an extension on my paper, and so I think I have to go and write it. So maybe I can see you later instead of coming to this den now, because I have to actually write my paper.
I mean, like maybe, but we don't usually get that many opportunities, you know. Like,
oh, then I'll come with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey, one second. You mind? Just stay right here. So, like, this whole time, like, Marie and Patrick, I like to imagine, like, you guys are in the car, just, like, looking in the window of this diner, and you see the two of them kind of going back and forth. You see, you watch as, like, Johnny gets up, and then he disappears. Patrick and Marie, go ahead and roll a spot hidden test.
Okay.
38 under
Mm.
45, regular.
Oh, good Lord. 97 over 59. Thank goodness for Patrick.
You watch as Johnny tries to very stealthily sneak up on the two of you, but he very quickly gives himself away. Marie, you actually don't see him. I didn't roll well either, but you rolled way worse than I did.
Worse.
But Patrick, you see him coming up, and he's just kind of like sneaking, like he's trying to sneak up on your car a bit.
What are you looking at, Marie? Big loafs behind us.
You turn around and there he is.
Oh, well.
You got to beat. What do you want to do?
Open the car door and just stand outside so that he's not
see, he was like reaching into his coat. Oh, it's you. Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey. Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was about to kill you. My bad. And he kind of starts putting the gun back into his coat.
Why ever would you do that?
Well, I mean, you've been following us for a while. I thought like maybe, you were from like your Captain Walker sent you or something, Like I didn't recognize the car. It's not one of ours,
Oh, no. We actually
are
come having
inside. You want some breakfast with us? I got no problem. You come inside.
I did not want to overstep. You and our dear friend seem to be having a lovely time, and we did not want to be a third and fourth wheel to that.
No, it's
such a
well. I mean, we're just finishing
breakfast.
up. Actually, I got a job to go do. Hey,
maybe we can have a conversation about this.
You're friends with like Shima, right? Like the things she likes and everything, right?
Okay. Yes.
You can like help me right then. Like I want to like get her something, like 'cause she's writing this paper or something, and it's like I don't know what that means, but like it's a big deal,
I will think of something.
And I want to get a like a congratulation present or something, for when she's done. So I could be like, hey, good job, So like you could like help me with that, right? Like what she likes.
Yes.
I know she likes like strangling people and stuff. We bonded over that.
She is a wrestler extraordinaire. She's very smart. But I will.
That second word means, but yeah, she's a wrestler.
I will think.
Yeah, you're a big boy. Just try and strangle her. She likes wrestling. She'll break out of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she needs a challenge. She keeps saying she's the best of the school, but
I don't. Well, yeah, man, she's pretty impressive to be honest. Like she took that old commissioner's wife down like that. It was like pretty, man. Anyhow, listen, but you guys can like you're gonna make me look good and everything, right? You're gonna make me. And while this is happening, Shima, I'll say from the inside of the diner, you see him talking suddenly to Marie and Patrick out on the street. Like you could see it through the window as this is all happening.
Could we actually, if it's okay, I suppose, could we follow you inside and just have a brief little conversation? Not here.
Let me just finishing up. So like, yeah, sure. So okay, I mean,
you mentioned a name, Walker.
Oh yeah. Oh God, man.
So
don't tell Mr. Okone I mentioned it.
No. But we that name is already familiar to some of us. So you all are not with them. But that's you're not.
No. We hate them. Yeah, like we kind of want to kill them and everything.
Interestingly, so do we. In fact, we have been getting quite harassed by some of the local law enforcement. They were stalking Shima and the rest of us, and they have been quite. Yes, we have not felt very safe because of them. So I'm very good to know that you all are not connected.
Is that because I'll rip his fucking head? I'm so sorry. Like, I don't. It just keeps happening this morning.
No. It's fine. We are so far okay that some of the gentlemen in our party have not made out as well. They are quite the threat, and I'm very glad to know that you're not with them. But
Oh no. I mean, like we're criminals, but we're like the good kind of criminals, We just want your money and stuff. That's really all it is.
It's as
wanna
Mary
do something.
says, the threat and shine on us. If you could put in a message, get them off the backs.
Yeah. And he goes to turn around. Hey, like, you're the guy that did all the singing and stuff, right? Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, okay. So listen. If you don't like Walker and you wanna, get back at him and such, I'm gonna take Shima. Like, we're going to a nectar den. You guys know what nectar is, right?
Yeah, we've heard.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. It seems like you guys are all sharing and stuff. That's good. I was gonna take her there, and we were gonna break some skulls and such together, But if you two want to come, double date or something, we could do that.
Not much of a fan of myself, but be in the shadows, maybe catch a runner.
Oh, it's like shooting fish in the barrel, man. Like when they get up on that nectar stuff, they it's like they're in a trance or something.
Marie pulls out her little knife that she has, and she just kind of just pulls it out, and she's like, ready, I suppose.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Let me go get Shine. Let me 1 second. And he kind of goes back. Hey, I ran into your friends outside, and they're gonna come with us. It's gonna be all like a double date sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. And Sherman looks visibly a little disappointed.
I mean, she's got a knife or something.
No, sure.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, we're all gonna go together. That's gonna be a lot of fun, right? Yeah.
No, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. Yeah. So we'll say that the four of you get in your vehicle, you start driving off. Let's check in with Beverly. Beverly, what do you do today?
Presuming we have a very laden, luxurious breakfast morning.
Sure.
Maybe once noonish hits, she has him drop her off back at the hotel to freshen up, get ready, whatever.
Okay.
She's actually going to try and call. She's going to start calling people to figure out where everybody's at because nobody's at the hotel room.
It's not Delta Green. We don't have cell phones.
Excuse me. I am thinking of Delta Green.
Send a quick email.
She's gonna look to see.
Group tech. What's up, peeps?
She'll look and see if she has any messages or anything. She did hear from Shima that she's going to a drug den in the morning with Johnny. So that's got her a little bit worried.
Probably fun.
Okay.
Maybe
Pastor Wood, would you have returned to the hotel? Is that was that your ultimate destination?
Yeah, I assume it was a long walk, but I'd be going to recover and regroup. Yeah.
Okay. We'll say
I don't have any cash for the bus.
that's why I was
we'll
like
say-
late morning. I was hoping we'd
we'll say for the
around the
purposes
same
of
time.
just bringing people back together, we'll say that the two of you cross paths, right? Like at whatever time it might be, you getting back. And so we'll say that you have rooms near each other. And at one point, Beverly, you are radiant, fully cleaned. You've had a wonderful night. You've had food. You've had fun. You've had the pleasure of a man, a very gentleman.
He is very glowing,
And then you see Pastor Wood, who
Walk
looks
of
like
shame.
he rolled around in dog shit. He's covered in blood. His clothes are ripped to shreds. He smells strange, and he looks like his face got smashed in as he walks down the hall to his hotel room. And that's what you see. What do you do?
I give her a curt nod and continue walking to my room.
Yeah, and she'll give him time to clean up and shower, and then once that time has passed, she'll go in and offer to help patch him up.
Okay. So
Apologies, I cannot be in a room alone with another woman.
If you leave the door open, I guess it's fine.
I say this shit just to bother Jeff.
because I know it's his reference to, and it's annoying. Okay, go ahead.
But she's just like, what happened to you?
I had a rough night.
I obviously expand. What happened?
A man attempted to push my face through the counter of a bar. Fortunately for myself, he was not successful.
Thought you were just gonna do reconnaissance on Pisner.
And that's all I did.
Okay. Well,
You wouldn't
and
happen
then,
to have a paper by any chance?
a professor have paper? Hold on.
No,
And
a
she'll
newspaper. I'm looking for any articles about any incidents that might have happened last night.
I haven't been one moment, and she'll go to her room where presumably the paper's still like out in front, and she'll grab it and bring
Sure.
it in.
Yeah. What are you looking for, Pastor Wood?
Anything about a shooting at a bar?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Not a thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
that would be the primary one. Then just any sort of incidents that might have been like reported in like a crime column or something.
Oh yeah, there's some crime reports here and there. Nothing that seems
Okay.
in the neighborhood or in relation to what happened to you.
Well, you had a horrible evening, but we were sort of productive. Oh, and then Beverly's going to start listing the things that we've kind of uncovered throughout the night. Like, I couldn't find any nectar upon the Akone ship.
Beverly, I apologize. I could use a few moments to myself.
Okay, you're a delight. You know, I'll go call Ed.
As soon as she leaves, I need to pick up the phone.
Okay.
And I can't call my wife because we
Mhm.
don't actually have a house with a phone. So
Mhm.
I'm going to call like Western Union or something to like put out a telegram or send a messenger
Okay.
to my brother and my wife and tell them that they need to move on to the next town.
Okay. Do you give any notes about like why or who or
I would
that kind of stuff?
definitely say there's a sense of urgency and that they may be in danger.
Okay.
I would not be vague about that they could be in danger.
But you don't explain like the specifics of the danger.
Yeah, and then I would give them the hotel and ask them to call as soon as they get the message.
Okay. All of that goes through without issue. Do you borrow money from Beverly to do that since you lost all yours?
Yeah, Beverly, I apologize. I need a few moments, but I also need a few dollars.
And she just kind of like, she's gotten used to being kind of like the sugar mama of this operation. And
Oh,
she just
yeah.
kind of like rolls her eyes as she hands you some cash.
All right, now if I could have some privacy, please.
Just-
She's already walking away. She like, you're saying this to her back.
like to think Beverly's like you getting moments to yourself was the reason you're in this situation to begin with. But hey, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, in her head.
All right, let's then cut over to the rest of the group who are kind of heading over to this this nectar den, right? And we'll say there's some travel, 2 and 2. Shima, Johnny, one car, Patrick, Marie, and the other. He takes you to San Pedro, which is south of where you guys have been. It's kind of down Long Beach area. You kind of park a ways away on kind of a main thoroughfare. You can see that there's businesses and such and everything. And then you get out on foot, and he kind of makes a motion in the direction of like some alleyways. And as you start moving around, you realize that like there is this relative presence of like this industrial sprawl. You can tell that there's been build up here. But the more and more he weaves you through these different alleys, you can see that each sort of intersection, each row of buildings, as you get further and further away from where you parked, get increasingly dilapidated until you stand in front of what looks to be a once stately kind of Art Deco facade that's now marred by like peeling paint and what appear to be cracked and covered windows. And Johnny kind of goes up to the door. He's like, yeah, this should be pretty easy. Like you know how when you like pull up a stone and like there's bugs underneath it and they start scrambling all over the place, or like when you flip on a light and all like the cockroaches and stuff start running around all crazy and everything. Yeah, this ain't gonna be like that. Like, we're just gonna walk in and they're not even gonna like realize that we're even involved, you know? It's so weird. It's a weird thing, you know? I mean, even our users, you know, they still react to this sort of thing. Anyhow, here we go. And he just like throws a shoulder in. The door flies open. You can see dust kind of kick up, and he starts pushing inside. You guys follow?
Yeah, I'll roll my sleeves and follow.
Mm-hmm.
As you head in, very dim light creeping in through these windows that you were cracked, yes, but you realize there's partially drawn curtains, and the air is absolutely ablaze with the scent of turpentine, tobacco, and sex. You can smell it in the air. As you start pushing further in, you can see that there are canvases, sculpting tools, torn sketch paper, all these other artistic items kind of thrown about in this fervor, right? Scattered. Rooms are spilling over, it looks like, with different tattered furniture, repurposed blankets and cushions. Walls seem to be adorned with these like frenzied sketches and splattered paint. And the floor is like this mosaic of ink and wine. And as you push into the main room, following Johnny, you can see that there are 4 individuals here, each in various states of undress. There is right in the center, a Hispanic woman in a torn robe who is sprawled across this Persian rug, while a shirtless Caucasian man rests his bare but blackened feet on her back, cradling in his arms like a baby this camera. You can see and hear from a dark corner these erratic laughs, and as you look off in that direction, you can see that they're erupting from this heavy-set woman with wild red curls and a dislodged brassiere, and her breasts would very clearly be visible if not for this thin layer of caked clay over top of half of her body. And meanwhile, there is a completely naked Hispanic man, save for a pair of rain boots, that is sitting on a stool before an easel, and he's kind of rocking back and forth to what you now realize is a song that is playing on a record player nearby. It's a woman's voice singing in Spanish rhythmically, this crooning refrains, light classical guitar, and he's staring at this canvas, and he's twisting and twisting his mustache into increasingly tight knots and twirls, and the canvas itself is just a erratic splash of paint, and at the same time he's just rocking back and forth. And we'll end it there for tonight. We'll pick up next time as you guys bust some skulls in this nectar den. Is that what we're gonna do? I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna
Sounds
Well, apparently Shima's the only one good at it in the party.
I was with the wrestling team. She's carrying
I
the
literally
wrestling team.
spawned you in a nectar den, and you were like, "See ya." The first chance you got. I don't want to hear it
It's
from
like,
you. I don't want to hear it
upstairs.
from you.
Go upstairs.
I wasn't
Go
going to
upstairs.
start beating up druggies.
Why do you just jump? It has to be beating people up. Why just jumped?
We're talking about stomping skulls.
That's what he's saying. Doesn't mean that's what you have to do. You didn't know that they were
Right.
doing that.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right.
Oh, that was
Loved
so
the
Great
second
session.
half
Great
of the
session.
party.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
right.
so much fun.
This is so good.
I hope
so
y'all are.
good.
I hope you all are having fun. I hope those of you out there that are watching and listening, whether you're watching us live or you're listening to us or watching us later, I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe, all those types of things. Definitely makes us feel good. Hop in the Discord, talk to us, tell us what you think, those sorts of things. Tell us who your favorite character is and why it's not Pastor Wood. All those wonderful conversation points. Let's do a handful of plugs, and then we're going to get on out of here. We're going to raid somebody. We're going to start with Maitre. Maitre, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, when I'm not, forcing my fresh fun on these lovely people, and I might play games on YouTube, and I make videos sometimes about the GM and player experience of multi-system / system agnostic tabletop stuff. So if you want to check that kind of thing out, you should check it out.
Fan-freaking-tastic. Links in the description. If you're watching this later, you'll see it in show notes, those types of things you can find where Maitre does all their stuff. As for what else we're doing, next show is Monday, where you're gonna see our return to Alien role-playing game. We are starting up a new scenario, new cinematic in our Cinders of Heaven kind of ongoing thing. We haven't played it in a couple of years, so we're really looking forward to getting back to it. Some of the people on this screen will be in that game, and it's definitely the ones that you like, so you're good. I don't know why I'm being mean. Then on Tuesday, Steven, what are we doing?
We're playing Cloud Empress. It's a mothership hack. It's inspired by Nausicaa of the Wind. If you enjoy that movie, it's considered to be ecological science fantasy, is what I was reading, and it's a lot of fun. I've played it before. I'm excited to run it for the first time. We'll be going through one of the published adventures. Should be a blast.
Yeah, fantastic. Question in chat about Alien. It is going to use, but it's not doing the official campaign, but we are using Building Better Worlds, and it is going to be a colony focused campaign. Then on Thursday, another new game, because why not start 3 new games in a week? Why not? As we're going to start up some Simba Room. So we've got 2 free league games starting up next week. So Dark Fantasy, you see our usual werewolf crew as we're switching games. And then Friday of next week, we got Warhammer 40k, Wrath and Glory. You can see a lot of the same people here as well. And then we'll back in a week with more Call of Cthulhu. If you haven't already followed us, subscribe to Twitch and YouTube and all wonderful things, please do. Check out the Discord, where not only can you talk to us, but Steven is making a game.
You can also play with us. I am playtesting my own system. It's a Weird West system. It's been getting rave reviews from my mother, and I run a couple to several playtest sessions a week, and they're open to join. So all you got to do is join the Discord, and you click the little cowboy hat when you're accepting the rules, and then you're able to sign up as long as there's an open slot. So come hang out with us.
Perfect. All right. We're going to go ahead and raid a Boys from the Baltic Star. Everyone have a great rest of your night and your weekend. We'll see you on Monday for Alien. Goodbye.
I'll be seeing you.